Hello, Grand Strand. Welcome back to Talking About Food. I am Richard Florzak, the private chef to the stars. And remember, this is the only food commentary show of its kind here on the Grand Strand. That being said, today is an extra special episode for two big reasons. Reason number one, we have a truly special guest on the show today. Joining us is Chef Vincent Pellat from the prestigious Ritz-Escoffier in Paris. Chef Pellat is visiting the HGTC College International Culinary Institute, where he is conducting master classes and culinary demonstrations. Actually, we are recording here at the Culinary Institute today. Chef Pellat honed his skills in the kitchens of some of the most prestigious establishments in Paris. In 2018, he transitioned into culinary education, sharing his deep knowledge and refined techniques throughout workshops and professional training programs. Highly acclaimed and only 33 years old. I believe Chef Joe Bonaparte put together. Chef Joe takes people to Europe to study there, and the type of connections that Chef Joe makes, he's able to convince them to come here. And Chef Vincent Pellat is here with us today. The guy blows me away. I've been looking at his background. He's 33 years old. He's less than half my age and is absolutely phenomenal. But he's been here for the last week teaching the students at the Culinary Institute here. And the second reason why I believe this episode is so special, I will discuss at the end of the show. So hang in there. Chef Vincent, welcome to Talking About Food.
Merci de nous avoir invités.
Thank you for having us here.
So Vincent, I think he speaks English fairly well, but it's a bit intimidating to him, and I understand that. So he has asked his co-worker, Chef Maude. She told me how to remember her name, Depeche Mode. Yeah, I love it. That's great. She will be interpreting for Chef. Okay, so Chef Vincent, he's a chef and instructor at the Ritz-Escoffier in the famed Ritz Hotel in Paris. And just so some of the listeners, if they don't know the Escoffier part, Escoffier is like the father of fine food. 150 years ago, he came onto the scene, and people still follow his way of cooking if they're smart. So anyway, let's just get into this. Chef Vincent, thank you so much for coming. Can you just give us a brief understanding about your origin into the food world?
Alors, vous voulez qu'on remonte jusqu'où dans ma vie sur ça?
You want us to go back all the way up to where in his life for that?
Yes.
Depuis le début?
From the start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. I used to watch my mother cook. I have three older brothers who are not interested in the culinary arts at all. Mm-hmm. I zeroed in on it, and I used to help her all the time.
Alors, je vais vous décevoir parce que je ne vais pas vous vendre le storytelling habituel du chef qui a grandi dans les casseroles de sa grand-mère.
He will disappoint you because he does not have the usual storytelling of the chef that grew up in the saucepan of his grandmother.
On vient de perdre 500 auditeurs, mais c'est pas grave.
We just lost about 500 listeners, but that should be okay.
I think we gained them because this is the kind of interview that I absolutely love. Go ahead.
Donc moi, il n'y a rien qui me prédestinait à faire ce métier-là. C'était vraiment un hasard. Je n'étais pas forcément un étudiant extrêmement studieux.
There was nothing that predestined him to do that kind of work. He was not, it was really not a good student.
Et donc je me suis retrouvé avec différents choix de filières qui m'ont été proposés. J'ai choisi la cuisine par dépit. Vraiment, j'ai jeté une pièce en l'air, ça a atterri sur cuisine.
So there was a few career choices that were open to him, and he chose culinary, but more as a, heads or tail type of thing.
Right. Wow. So when he said he wasn't a good student, he just meant generally.
Yes.
Like me. I was probably worse than him, which helped me get into the culinary world. Okay, I don't have this as a question, but you piqued my interest. Since it was a heads or tails kind of thing, and you ended up with with the culinary arts, was there a specific time that you remember it turning into passion?
Bah, c'est arrivé très vite. Donc, comme je vous le disais, je n'étais pas forcément amené à faire ce métier-là. Et quand je suis arrivé à l'école hôtelière, j'ai découvert une rigueur un petit peu militaire, un peu martiale, et un environnement de travail qui visait l'excellence. Et étant un adolescent un peu fêtard, ça m'a mis un cadre vraiment nécessaire.
It happened quite fast because being a teenager, that was a little bit unruly. When he got into the culinary school, and you have this kind of big rigor and military-like regiment.
Yes.
And that is something that created kind of a setting for him to be able to set himself into a goal.
Wow. That's so interesting. How did the relationship begin between you, Chef Vincent, and the Horry County International Culinary Academy? How did that start?
Par rapport à Myrtle Beach?
Oui.
Alors, je pense que c'est un partenariat qui a existé de toute façon bien avant que j'arrive au Ritz, parce que moi je suis arrivé il y a 3 ans. Donc c'est un partenariat qui a commencé avant, que nous on a continué ensuite d'entretenir avec Joseph et toute son équipe de corps enseignants.
It was a partnership that existed before Vincent got to the Ritz, because he arrived at the Ritz about 3 years ago. But this is something that grew with his coming to Myrtle Beach.
Oh,
here.
wow. So then how were you chosen for this?
Alors tout simplement parce qu'on est répartis, nous, sur l'école, on est plusieurs formateurs en cuisine, et donc chacun travaille sur des segments différents, et moi donc j'étais en charge de la partie déplacement sur le marché, principalement Amérique du Nord. C'est un hasard en fait, encore une fois.
It's out of sheer luck, basically, because not sheer luck, but at the school where Vincent teaches, there are several chefs that are all assigned different department, let's say, and he is in charge of master classes and mission abroad, and especially onto the American market.
Yeah. So is this something that you really looked forward to? Were you happy to come here?
Oh
Yeah.
Oui, moi c'était pas du tout quelque chose qui était prévu, mais c'est une maison qui me permet de pouvoir voyager, de pouvoir faire des déplacements et de continuer à entretenir des relations autour de la cuisine partout dans le monde. Donc forcément, on est ravis d'être là et de pouvoir continuer à avoir ce système d'échange entre les élèves qui viennent et nous qui venons ici.
It was not something that he was expecting, but it is something that he really enjoys, that
excellent.
he really looks forward to. It is something that is really dear to his heart, because he likes to come and see the students and what it brings them here.
Well, he's then extra special. I mean, he's an acclaimed chef to begin with. He's at a young age, which is like unheard of at 33, I think, to have the attention that you have, but you also enjoy passing on the education to others. I have no patience. I know myself. I could never. I might be able to get to your caliber, chef, but I could never get to your caliber in teaching students, because I have no patience for it. I'm sorry.
J'ai pas toujours été patient non plus.
He has not always been patient.
C'est un métier qui vous l'apprend pour vous.
It's a job that is teaching you that.
Yes. Okay. Does it differ instructing American students as opposed to European students? Remember, I can edit this out.
Non, c'est intéressant comme question. Je suis en train de faire le comparatif avec nos étudiants.
It is a very interesting question. He is right now thinking about the comparative between our students and the students that you have here.
Disons qu'on a des étudiants ici qui sont, que j'ai trouvé en tout cas depuis qu'on est arrivé, extrêmement impliqués, extrêmement motivés par le travail qui était effectué. Bien sûr, un peu impressionnés par notre présence, mais en tout cas, j'ai trouvé des élèves qui étaient vraiment passionnés.
we have found that the students over here are really passionate, that they are really hands-on, and this is something, maybe it's because they are impressed that we are here, but we found that the students are really giving a lot to us here.
L'état d'esprit, ils ont un très bon état d'esprit. Et Catherine, c'est que vraiment, on voit qu'il y a une continuité entre ce qu'il leur enseigne ici, ce que nous on leur enseigne en fait. On a beau traverser le monde, on se rend compte qu'il y a quand même des points de concordance.
Peux-tu répéter le début de ta phrase?
J'ai oublié.
Okay. So basically, we are really happy to see all that passion and that hands-on, that implication that they have over here. And we were talking with Chef Medrano here about the fact that it is really good to see that what we teach to our students back in Europe and what they are taught here as a continuity, and that it is on pair of what is taught in both places.
Oh, that's good to hear. I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that answer, I have to say, but I'm glad to hear that. What do you look for in a student?
J'attends pas d'eux forcément qu'ils soient bons parce que j'ai pas le droit de leur demander d'être bons alors qu'ils viennent de commencer un métier. Par contre, je leur demande d'être au minimum curieux.
He's not asking them to be good because they are students and they just start into their learning. And by good, I mean skilled. He's not asking them to be very skilled at the beginning, but what he is asking for them is to be curious. It's really important for him that the students are curious.
That's a great answer. That is a terrific answer. I never thought of it that way, because the way I have always looked at it from, I mean, if I were an instructor, would be, do they have the attention, do they have the attention to detail? Do they show some passion in it? But that only takes you so far unless you're curious. That's a great answer.
Juste pour terminer sur ça, sur la curiosité, pour donner un petit peu une image, nous, notre travail en tant que formateur, c'est si on leur apprend des techniques, en fait, on leur apprend à pêcher au bord d'un lac. Leur curiosité va leur permettre d'aller sur l'océan.
Just to finish about that curiosity, that point on curiosity. So basically, if you teach techniques to students, you teach them how to fish around the lake. But if they are curious, they're going to take those techniques and apply them to go out onto the ocean.
Faire une métaphore maritime.
To give a little maritime metaphor, since we are at Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, and the fish are better in the ocean anyway.
Yes.
That's great. Do you think anyone can be taught to cook to your level?
Est-ce que tu penses que tout le monde peut apprendre à cuisiner jusqu'à ton niveau?
Ah, mais je suis pas... Évidemment, bien sûr.
Of course, yes.
Absolument, c'est pas... C'est du travail, j'ai pas de compétences particulières.
It is just a lot of work. It's not skills that are exceptional. It's just a lot of work and a lot of effort put in.
C'est vraiment atteindre un certain niveau en cuisine, c'est juste c'est de la répétition, c'est de la mémoire musculaire. Vous voyez des virtuoses au piano, des virtuoses en dessin, ils sont pas meilleurs que les autres, ils ont pas des compétences. Je crois pas beaucoup en l'inné, je crois beaucoup plus à la pratique.
So getting to that level in cooking skills, it's just repetition, muscle memory. It's like virtuoso in piano or painting. It's hours and hours and hours of practice. Chef doesn't really believe in innate talent. You just have to put the work.
Yeah, that's interesting, because I often think about, like in fine art, in painting, I don't believe you can teach somebody to paint like the great painters.
Oui, il y a une part de mystique là-dedans aussi.
They're a part of mysticism, maybe.
Yeah.
qui est peut-être pas trop transmissible non plus.
That might not be that you might not be able to transmit.
Right. Yeah.
Mais je pense que l'exemple justement peut créer la passion. J'ai toujours considéré que ce soit au sein d'une école en tant que formateur ou en cuisine au sein d'une équipe, que c'est vraiment la démonstration et l'exemplarité qui font que derrière vos équipes vous suivent et vous respectent.
There is maybe if you teach right, then you can help them develop that passion,
Yeah.
develop what you need to access that level. And the important point is to be encouraging your teams and not put them down and be there for them and help them to progress.
Yeah. Not put them down. Boy, I wish that was around when I was going to school. Yeah. Okay, I don't want to
Hard for
get
y'all.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep, so we'll lighten it up a bit. What is your favorite dish to cook?
Ah, encore cette question.
Probably been asked this a million times, right?
He said, "Oh, again with this question."
Alors pareil, je vais pas vous répondre en termes de plat précis.
He's not going to answer in terms of a precise dish.
Je vous répondrai à ça que très donc les saveurs un petit peu tout ce qui va être autour du fumage, moi c'est des arômes qui m'intéressent beaucoup.
He really likes to go into smoky flavors. So every time that we get to smoking a product, then he really likes that.
Yeah. All right, I'll skip over the next question because I think you've probably been asked that a million times too, but I'll bet you haven't been asked this one. What is the one food that you love that you'd be embarrassed for other chefs to know?
Subway.
So, really? You like Subway?
Yeah.
Wow. Which one? Which sandwich?
Alors nous en France on a ils sont classés par centimètre, hein, mais c'est les celui au poulet épicé avec le cheddar, les cornichons, le maïs, les piments jalapeno, que du gras.
So they have a lot of difference in the Subway menus in Europe. But the one that he loves has spicy chicken, some corn, some jalapeno, and basically.
Have you tried any restaurants here since you've been here? Is this your first time visiting here?
Je suis venu il y a 3 ans.
He was here 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
On était parti avec Tony et Joseph Bonaparte. On a fait un restaurant à bord de plage et on est parti à Swig and Swine il y a 3 ans et puis on y est retourné aussi en début de semaine.
Yeah.
We did go. So he went to Swig and Swine. So 3 years ago, they went to a restaurant on the beach. He doesn't remember the name of it with Chef Bonaparte and Chef Tony.
No.
And they went also to Swig and Swine. We went back to Swig and Swine on Sunday when we got here.
Yeah, I guess you like it.
Yes.
That's great. Okay. What is on the menu tonight and how are the students helping?
Alors, donc ce soir, on en est au troisième dîner qu'on organise au sein de l'école.
We are at the third dinner that we're doing in the school this week.
Donc là, on travaille sur un menu en 6 temps.
We have a 6-course dish.
On travaille sur, au début, donc les clients arrivent, on a un amuse-bouche, on a 3 amuse-bouches autour d'une madeleine à la livèche, on a un gyoza vegan. Et on a également un pop-cake canard fumé avec une chantilly piment fumé.
So before the courses, we have cocktail pieces that are going to be lovage flavored madeleine with lime and cilantro gel. We're going to have a vegan gyoza. And we are going to have a smoked duck salty pop cake with chili chantilly whipped cream on top.
Wow. Wow. That sounds fantastic.
So that's just the amuse-bouche.
Yeah. And with a menu like that and teaching the students, I can understand why you only had a few minutes to sit down with me. Can't thank you enough. Thanks so much. I know how busy you are. That is Chef Vincent Pellat and his co-worker, Chef Mode, who did the translations. Thank you so much, folks, for coming in. And Coming in after the break, we have back with us Sophia Edens. She is the Content Food Critic, and she's going to tell us about a couple new restaurants. She's baking now, and most importantly, she won a pretty big award last year. Stick around.
Have you ever seen a man move across the country? My man, Chef Richard. My man, Chef Richard. Straight from California. California. Now he's in South Carolina. Carolina.
Sophia Edens, welcome back to Talking About Food. She is the Grand Strand Magazine's Best and Brightest of Business Award winner in 2025. And still, I feel, is one of your most trusted sources for the most appetizing and affordable restaurants. Sophia, welcome back to Talking About Food. What is the status of your work with Restaurant Reports and the Content Food Critic?
2026 is a really exciting year for my brand. I have a new way I plan to explore. I want to give myself time to really engage with the Carolinas and what we have to offer here. So I will be posting reviews quarterly. So there will only be 4 actual reviews this year.
Why?
I want time to explore. I want a few months with one restaurant and then to move on and find another and then find another. I really want to take my time and do deep research.
Yeah, this is a reminder to the listeners. This is a wonderful woman who I thought months and months ago took way too much time. now she's telling me it's going to take even longer. Boy, talk about thorough. That's about as thorough as you can get. Have you done that yet? I mean, has the first quarter started, or you're just starting it now?
Yes, so it has started. I visited a restaurant.
Can you tell us what it is?
No, but I can say it is in Conway.
Okay.
So that's going to be my first little hub. I haven't given myself the chance to explore Conway a little bit. So that's what I want to do. And hopefully I'd like to explore maybe Greenville or Charleston.
Greenville is cool. I spent a little more than a day there. I didn't have a chance. We had gone for the announcement of Lieutenant Governor Pamela Evans' run for the governorship, so we were there to cheer her on, and it just looked like a cutest town, and it looked like it had some pretty cool restaurants. So that would be a great source.
Yeah, through the local palate events, I've been able to have little tastes of what those chefs can offer, and it's really exciting. So the time period gives me an opportunity to be able to travel outside of the Grand Strand.
Oh, that's a big step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you decide that?
Honestly, I didn't want to limit myself to just the Myrtle Beach area.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to take the time to really enjoy the Carolinas in itself. There's a lot of food and culinary expertise that I don't think I've experienced yet since living here.
Like what? Like what comes to mind?
The Gullah Geechee community.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I studied their language in college. And I got to try again one of the local palates. It's a magazine based out of Charleston. They host some events, and they brought a chef from the Gullah Geechee community. And I got a little taste, and I was really excited to see what is available. And you've had some really amazing guests on the show talking about the grits, the low country grits.
Yeah.
So I really want to take a chance to explore
that's
these
so
things.
interesting you're saying that, because I have this dilemma all the time. I always say that I started this show because I want to do what I want to do, and I want to talk about what I want to talk about. I spent, an entire adult life, cooking food for my clients, what they wanted, not what I wanted to do. So I finally got to this point, and then I still end up questioning myself and saying, do listeners think that that's interesting? But you brought up the grits thing.
Yeah.
And that I really dig stuff like that. So I'm really glad you're doing it. Gullah Geechee people must be fascinating.
Yeah. And they have a very, very small island. From what I hear, when you have to take a tour, it's a very small boat. It's a very small island, but I can't wait to explore.
Yeah.
And that was one of the main reasons as to why I wanted to decide to give myself at least 2 to 3 months to really dive deep.
Yeah, that sounds like really interesting stuff. Did something happen here locally that you just said, you know what, I want to branch out?
I think I started viewing some local content creators, and they were posting the same things over and over again.
Oh, I sometimes cringe.
It's not inspiring me anymore, unfortunately. And I want to gravitate towards what you had mentioned in the first intro, is appetizing and affordable food, but also really unique pieces of history. I mean, there's a lot of culinary history here in South Carolina.
Well, I'm so glad that you have said this, because I've been hesitating for a long time. Last thing I want to do is insult anybody in the food industry, in the professional food industry here. I want everybody that does good food, I want them to be as successful as possible. But because I'm coming from Los Angeles, which is one of the food capitals of the world, I'm seeing stuff that I have seen 10 to 15 years ago, and it just personally doesn't interest me that much. Which is why I asked you, was there something that happened that made you want to branch out? But it's not just the fact that you're branching out, you're diving deep into some, sounds like it's going to be really...
It's a lot of education.
Yeah, that's
I want
cool.
This year, 2026, to be my year of gaining knowledge.
Excellent.
It's the joy.
Yeah. Now, have you been to anything locally that you'd be interested in talking about?
A few summers back, I actually got to enjoy some time with the owners of Seven Seas Seafood.
Chris Conklin.
Yeah. He's a wonderful guy. I mean, I got to go out on the boat, go fishing. It was really amazing. And growing up in Ocean City, Maryland, I was kind of used to going clamming and getting the mussels out of the bed. And it's just such a life that I miss. Yeah. So I really want to dig deep in my roots and find that here.
Yeah. What about restaurants, though?
Russell's Seafood Grill.
Oh, I'm going to be talking about that later. Yeah, I like it too. I went there with my buddy Jack Gregory and his wife, Sweet Beth. He has this group to get together. You don't have to, you have to sign up for it or pay anything. And it's called the Saints and Sinners. And it's just people getting together. It's one Tuesday per month. And Jack chooses a restaurant. And my wife and I haven't been able to make it until last week. And Russell's was the choice.
It's
very
an
good.
Amazing spot.
Really, really good place.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else besides Russell's?
Recently, I got to enjoy a very local hotspot. I mean, it is a well-known Italian jazz bar in North Myrtle. It's called Martini's.
I've heard a lot about it.
Oh, wow.
Is it fine dining?
Not necessarily.
So you're not going to walk in and feel intimidated that,
No.
you're not going to know what they put on your plate for most people. No.
It feels like Vegas, but in a very classy way.
Yeah.
So you're walking in and it's dimly lit. There's no windows. You have no sense of time. You've got the live piano, the bar. Man, if you don't get in there, so they open at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
If you don't get in there by 4:30 at the latest, you're not getting a seat for happy hour.
Wow.
So I took my grandmother there when she visited for the holidays, and it was a blast. I mean, you can just sit there and you can talk to one another without feeling like you have to talk over the music.
Oh, I love it already.
And we sat right next to the piano, and it was lovely.
Nice. Did you sit at the bar or at a table?
We sat at a table in the lounge. It's considered the lounge area, and that is where you can get the happy hour menu.
Oh, I see.
So if you don't get to that lounge by 4:30 p.m., you're not getting a seat.
Is there a specific dining room?
So there are two. It's kind of subdivided. You've got like the booths and the tables closer to the front entrance. And then in the back, you've got this beautiful wood bar, and you've got like stained glass. There's a little ledge you walk up on where the piano is with a variety of tables. And it's lovely. Yeah.
So then there's a different menu for the dining room?
So there's your standard dinner menu, your standard entrees.
Right.
Yes.
And what kind of food do they have? I think you said Italian?
Italian.
Yeah.
like lots of deep red sauces.
Yeah.
I mean, what I enjoyed was the sautéed mussels in Fra Diavolo sauce.
Yeah.
And
That would
then-
actually be further south, but that's fine. Yeah.
See, this is why I need education. This
It's
is
okay.
why I'm learning. I also had
Mussels. Hold on a second, man. Mussels Fra Diavolo.
it
Oh
was
my
incredible.
God.
It was so good. It was spicy. My Nana loved it.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Wow.
And their gin martinis. Man, you really only need to order one.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Did your grandmother have a martini?
She had 2.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, see, she had a designated driver. Yeah.
I think what really stood out to me was the crab crusted grouper.
Mm.
And it was like a crab stuffing with a nice grouper on the bottom. But then it was topped with this house-made seafood sauce. Almost, it was not an Alfredo. You know, when you hear of a white sauce, you sometimes think it's rich and velvety. This was very smooth on the palate, very creamy, decadent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was good.
Yeah. Is it expensive?
No,
Really?
no.
Wow. Is this North Myrtle Beach or Myrtle Beach?
North Myrtle. And the standard entree menu, you can get your martini for about $7.50. For happy hour, it's like $4.25.
Get out of here.
And their happy hour menu, I mean, you're finding entree dishes that are exquisite.
How long have they been around?
Quite some time. They are
Really?
very well established.
Wow.
I mean, very, very
How,
well
how
established.
big is the place? How many seats would you guess? 50?
50.
50. Yeah, that's not a big place.
No.
Yeah.
It's a dark brick building.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk in and it's just dimly lit and you just escape. You
Yeah.
just fall into like a 1950s jazz bar.
Yeah, I love it.
It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
If you had told me that the gin martini was $7.50 at happy hour, I would still think that that's a good deal. Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And there's so many dishes I have yet to explore on their menu. I mean, their menu's huge.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your first time there?
Yes.
And do you know where what their address is?
Yes. It is 98 Highway 17 South, North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, 29582.
Oh, that's great. Oh, we'll be headed there. That's for sure. So I happen to know because I was watching your posts and you were also at our world famous Christmas party. You got a couple of things for Christmas that work very well in the kitchen.
Oh, wow. This Christmas was, everyone knew exactly what to get me. My dear boyfriend, he got me my very first KitchenAid.
Oh, boy. You know who got me my first KitchenAid? I still have it. Tom Cruise.
That's cool.
Yeah, Tom Cruise who got it for me for a Christmas present. Yeah, maybe he's trying to tell me something. But yeah, they'll last a lifetime. Yeah, it's a great machine.
I honestly, this is going to sound weird.
Doesn't it make you want to bake?
All the time.
Yeah.
All the time. My mother gifted me a King Arthur book of bread. Like it is a standard bread book. And I've been experimenting so much. But I've also thrifted so many books over the course of 2025. And for New Year's, for my boyfriend's birthday, I made my very first cheesecake.
How did it come out?
Amazing. I was so scared and it was incredible.
What's your other than that? What's your favorite thing? Have you made any bread?
Yes.
What have you made?
I actually recently made donuts.
Oh, how did they come out?
They were so amazing. They were perfect. It
Wow.
was so
What kind of
light and
donuts?
fluffy. I named it the Cinnamon Toast Crunch Donut,
Okay.
but it is just your standard vanilla bean glazed donut.
Yeah.
And then I rolled it in cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. Speaking of donuts, do you have a favorite donut spot?
No, but I have heard, I don't know if it's a chain or if it's a local chain. I've heard of Parlor Donuts.
I was just there last week for the second time. I love it.
You do?
And I had this conversation with someone else about Parlor Donuts. They're really good. They're really top notch. But it's like they're not really a donut.
It's like a cake.
Yeah.
Sort of?
What are they called? There's a name for it. A croissant.
Like a cronut?
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Certainly the ones that I have had. It's almost like they need to come up with a new label for it, somewhere between a donut and a cake.
Okay.
But they are fabulous.
If there's one spot that I would recommend, I think they're closed for the season right now, but Blondie's Donuts in Calabash. It's a mom and a daughter that own it. Very small building.
Yeah.
And man, they make their donuts so well.
Yeah.
So well. They have this, I had a maple bacon donut.
Yeah.
They just come up with these weird, crazy flavors that work so well.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I could eat donuts all night long. That is Sophia Edens. She is the Content Food Critic, and we love her here. And be on the lookout for her quarterly reviews now. She's going to be all over the Carolinas, and just always an absolute pleasure. This woman has true passion for what she does. She loves it. So make sure you follow her. Sophia, thanks so much for coming in again.
Thanks for having me.
So, folks, the other reason why I thought that today's episode is extra special is that it's episode 50. Episode 50. And for just to put it into perspective and to help new podcasters out there, there's this little statistic that the average number of episodes most new podcasters produce before giving it up is 7. 7 episodes before most people throw in the towel. So reaching 50 is something I'm incredibly proud of, and I am beyond grateful to all the amazing guests who have graced this show over the past year and helped make it what it is. In many of the past episodes, I've said my passion is simple. I like talking about food, any kind of food. We've sat down with food truck owners, pizzeria owners, chefs from some of the finest dining establishments on the Grand Strand. If it's about food, we talk about it. But I've always tried to approach this show here on the Grand Strand a little differently. With my background and 5 decades of experience, I wanted to often give listeners a true behind-the-scenes perspective, the kind that isn't typically seen or heard, and not just another voice in the throngs of Facebook and YouTube or Instagram influencers. Nothing against them, but my goal has always been to go deeper. In addition to food, I like to talk about what really happens in the food business, what it really takes to start a food truck or a small restaurant or bakery, from, let's say, raising capital to navigating city regulations, or what it's like for a chef to be hired by a fine dining establishment. That being said, the main focus will always be food. I just often want to approach the whole subject from a new, fresh direction. Because at the end of the day, it's not about the filters, the followers, or how many clicks you have. It's about the food. And that will always be the main attraction here on Talking About Food. Thanks for listening, folks.